We are live. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope everyone's having an awesome Halloween. I am joined by an awesome YouTuber, as always, the fantastic horror retrospective. And this evening, myself, herself, and maybe some other guests who drop in later on are going to be discussing werewolf movies, favorite werewolf movies, favorite transformations, favorite kills, favorite characters, anything and everything werewolf like. Um, my question, Cara, I'm going to pose to you.
hmm
Why do you think werewolf movies are popular?
I think it's a good metaphor for people just kind of like letting their inner animal run wild. Like they can go and do things that we can't do in our own real lives. Like like just really cutting loose. And as you were saying earlier, the whole thing about going after your boss. Everybody's always wanted to do that.
Hmm.
But if the werewolf could actually do that and face no consequence because it's in the form of a beast, then it's perfect. So that's why I say I think it's a good metaphor, like letting your inner wild person out. Like there's no consequence. You can do pretty much whatever you want. Expression. There's no limits.
Yeah, it's as you said, it's escapism, and it's also kind of it's also kind of that kind of revealing that primordial side that I think everyone has. Because
hmm
I think there's an animal in us all. Um, Another analogy that done a fantastic job was puberty.
Yeah.
Um, for example, Ginger Snaps, fantastic werewolf movie, does an amazing job at like teenage adolescence. Do you think? Do you think they were a bit too kind of on the nose about comparing like lycanthropy to the menstrual cycle, or do you think that actually works well as a metaphor, or do you think it was a bit too kind of on the nose?
No, I mean I think it worked extremely well. It even touches on STDs. Like unprotected sex. The whole werewolfism can become a virus if someone's not careful with themselves or someone else's body. So I thought that was pretty good. But it also kind of touches on maybe that stereotypical ideology of how women become intolerable when they're on their periods. Like, oh, she's a total monster. We have to avoid her that week.
Yeah, I did think it was like Jesus. Okay, you're really cutting close to the bone by saying women are fucking vicious at a
Yeah.
particular time. But again, it done a comparison. It didn't make a joke of it. It didn't fucking play it for laughs.
Right.
Just gonna say call out a couple of things here. Russell Dorsey says my favorite werewolf movies are American Werewolf in London and Bad Moon. Fantastic choices. Jennifer, aka the DV Steva, Silver Bullet. She's starting off her channel fairly soon. Once it gets up and running, make sure to check it out. The always awesome Kiwi DMC says Silver Bullet, American Werewolf in London, and Wolf was good. I Wolf is weird. Wolf was a weird movie. Russell Dorsey, Silver Bullet's good. I like Ginger Snaps. Wolf with Jack Nicholson. Yeah, again, it's like it. I for a lot of movies, people are kind of fucking Jesus, being a werewolf is kind of shite. I did like Wolf in that, like, Jack Nicholson's life took a fucking step up. He's like, he had more confidence. He grew more hair back. He was hitting on Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
That was cool. There was a kind of bittersweet ending. Um, I do think the kind of the Wolfman makeup was a bit fucking silly, but that's neither here nor there. Um, the other cool thing is, I think, like vampirism, lycanthropy, every kind of old world culture seems to have some form or myth of lycanthropy. Um, Do you think that's strange, or do you think that's just, the further back you go, everyone has stories about werewolves, witches, and the like? Cara.
I mean, I think it's one of those universal things, kind of like even Hindi culture. They have the Nagini, the person who turns into a snake.
Yeah. Like,
Or,
I know Native Americans have the Manitou and stuff like that.
hmm I believe it's even Irish. There's the Selkie, the person who can turn into a seal.
Yeah. There's like, again, it's just weird that like all these cultures from all different parts of the world centuries ago had the idea of the shapeshifter.
Mm.
Van Helsing is a good word. I don't know about that, Russell. I'm not shitting on your pick. I found Van Helsing, the computer generated graphics on some of the creatures were a bit over the top. But you know what? Each their own. I'm not gonna shit on someone's pick. If you enjoyed it, you found it fun, more power to you. Just not my just not my kind of kettle of fish. Cara, who puts fish in a kettle? What kind of fucking cruel bastard fish in a kettle?
I don't
Um,
think anyone's actually done it.
I don't know. So we're going to start off with, I think, I'm going to start off with the granddaddy of them all, the Universal Classic, starring Lon Chaney Jr., the Wolfman. Um, I'm not a fan of the guy. Um, Fan of his movies, not a fan of the guy, but John Landis, I regardless of what I think of him, he made a very good point. He compared lycanthropy to cancer, but
Hmm.
instead of killing you, it kills everyone else. And that the original Wolfman epitomizes that in every fucking sense of the word. I mean, and the dude plays it so miserably. You can just, it's like, oh Christ, I want to die. I want to
Hmm.
die. I want this to end. And you're like, God damn, you really, you really, really fucking, you really fucking aren't digging this werewolf thing. Um, what did, what do you think of the original Wolfman? Do you think it's dated? Do you think it's a universal classic? Is there some stuff you like, some stuff you dislike?
I mean, I'd say it's a classic for sure. I haven't seen the movie in forever, so I can't really say whether or not it holds up or doesn't. I have nothing against the makeup for its time. I think it was really good.
Yeah, there was a term for that, dissolve effects. So basically, it was done in stages, and the plates were put on, and the makeup was added, and then switched, and another plate, and it was kind of just essentially overlapping the film to just make it look like the hair was growing on slowly, and it's a cool effect for the time. Like, at the time, you couldn't really do much more with it, so it was a cool effect.
Hmm.
Um, One thing for me is, and it's probably down to American Werewolf in London, which makes me a massive hypocrite because I don't like the director, but I always preferred the quadrupedal werewolf to a bipedal werewolf. I understand it's the wolf man, not like the fucking giant wolf beast. I like, it's you just you kind of see the dude fucking trotting around the marsh, and they're like, is that a homeless guy, or is that, I don't know. I found I found I found when I watched it originally, when I was a stupid fucking teenager, I was like, this is shit. He just looks like a hobo. And I was like, oh crap. I don't think this is anywhere good. Then I went back and watched it, and again, it's like, with a proper keener kind of eye, I was like, this is fucking well written, well paced, and you feel sorry for Lon Chaney Jr.'s character. He's so put upon and so fucking tired, and he wants it to end. And you're like, God Almighty, this dude's pathetic. You feel bad for him, but he's like, he just wants it to end, and his father has to kill him in the end, with the cane. Yeah, if I need to go back and rewatch it again, but he ends up having to bludgeon his son, who's a werewolf, to death with a silver cane. That's a fucking bleak ending.
That's one of the worst ways to go.
Yeah, it's like, I love you, son. I'm sorry. Ah, Jesus Christ. It,
Well, they say love hurts.
it was. It's like he comes up to his wife, and Larry died. Yes. Was it a peaceful, painless death? Um, Go
Sure.
make me my dinner. It's like, go in the back, make me my dinner. Uh, it's like, I don't want to talk about it. Give me a drink.
Yeah.
Um, but I think in hindsight, like watching it again as an adult and as someone who likes cinema, you're like, there's way more going on here than um a cheap kind of universal horror kind of monster movie. All the universal movies, when you watch them as a kid, you're like, oh yeah, this is fun and this is silly and this is dated. But you go back and watch them again, like Frankenstein, Jesus Christ, there's so much empathy and kind of heart to that movie. Hello, Cara, other Cara C.
Ah,
Cara?
Hey, hey, sorry I'm late.
No, you are grand. You are perfectly on time. Cara, what is your favorite werewolf movie and why?
Well, my favorite is American Werewolf in London, and well, I would say it's the effects of the wolf transformation and the werewolf itself. But also, I do gotta give it to this, like, I like the main character and how he, like, all, it's kind of hard to explain, like,
No,
the
well,
movie
look,
in general.
we'll get into a deep dive and we can cut across it. But I'm just gonna I'm just asking people that question. Cara? Did you see the original Wolfman?
Um, I think I have. I I think I've seen it, but I've seen a lot of like
If
older werewolf stuff, so I don't.
if you can't remember, that's okay. I was just going to ask your opinion on that.
Well, for like, I know his design, of course, because it's iconic. Like, I like the look of it, but personally, I like the more monstrous werewolf than the more humanoid werewolf.
So you're
But
with me. You prefer a quadruped to a bipedal wolf?
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Horror retrospective, Cara. Biped or quadruped?
I'm more interested in the story. I'm not too picky about how many legs unless the makeup is bad.
Mm, okay, but if you had to pick, if you're what? Okay, you're focusing on the story, but which do you think is cooler, two-legged wolfman or a quadruped kind of monster, kind of werewolf?
If I'm going by looks, quadruped, but it looks more animal-like. It's more believable, I think.
Yeah, I love this fucking design. It's badass. Um, but yeah, so yeah, you have a bunch of you have a bunch of kind of universal wolfman movies, and hmm. Cara, is there something plugged out or plugged in there? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, no, it seems to have stopped. There's weird
That's why.
static.
Yeah, that's why I muted. I thought it was me, but then I
No,
was
no,
like,
no. I think it might be other Cara. It's all right. She probably sorted out. So yeah, there was a bunch of Universal horror movies, and they also follow the same premise. Poor fucking Lon Chaney Jr. has to try and cure his curse or find a cure, and he either ends up dying again or having to fight Frankenstein or or kind of Dracula tricks him or something. It kind of went on and on and on. And then we got to the Hammer horror movies, and I think it's the Werewolf of London has Oliver Reed as this real fucking bestial kind of wolf man, and that was incredibly gory. That was a Hammer movie from the late 60s, early 70s, and it did not hold back in its gore. Do you think gore is essential to a werewolf movie, Kara?
It really, I would say it depends on the, it really depends on like what type of like wolfman you're wanting to do. Because like if you're trying to go more classic, I think like if you're trying to go like, Universal monsters, like
Hmm.
you like I feel like even though I don't remember if I've seen it, I'm just saying in general with those movies, like they didn't show too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's I'm saying if you're wanting that, then yeah, you don't need much gore. But if you're doing like, well, for example, to mention it again, American Werewolf in London, I felt like to show the horror and the like of the creature, yes.
Yeah, it's a gore like you're dealing with something that's going to fucking tear you apart. So you have to
Exactly.
expect there's going to be some level of gore. Um, I think Hammer Horror were notorious for gory horror movies. Be it kind of the Werewolf of London or be it kind of Curse of Frankenstein. Anti, I'll get to that, DMC. Don't worry, I'll get to that. Um, but the kind of the thing is that was Hammer down to the ground. They knew they weren't going to kind of redo the classics because it was the 70s, it was late 60s, early 70s. So they wanted to catch people with shock value. So one thing you were guaranteed with Hammer, lots of blood and lots of boobs. And yeah, that's definitely a byproduct. Those movies, those kind of werewolf movies from Hammer had lots and lots of fucking gore. One werewolf movie that didn't have that much gore. And I think it'd be weird if it did have gore. But what it did have was a lot of fun. Cara, you might be too young to remember this one. Do you remember Teen Wolf? Did you ever see Teen Wolf?
Yes, I have seen Teen Wolf with
Uh,
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox in some regions in like Indonesia and stuff, they actually advertise it as Back to the Future too. Uh,
Wait, what?
they advertise Teen Wolf as Back to the Future too.
Well, that's one hell of a sequel.
Yeah, it's like Marty, you were bitten. What are we gonna do? Just
Yeah,
fucking.
I remember like I would go. My grandpa would watch that movie all the time, Teen Wolf. He really liked it. That's how I found out about it.
I like. There was also a rumor as well that in the gymnasium when in the gymnasium when the basketball team wins. Apparently, there's a dude with his wang out. That isn't the case. That no one has their wang out in that gymnasium. Thank Christ.
You you made sure to scope out the scene.
Huh?
You made sure to scope out the scene, or did you have Jen do that?
No, 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 no. No, the no the you know the movie Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the gymnasium where people think someone has their dick out. It turns out it's not his dick. It's a fucking flag or something that's just stuck to his pants.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You said I was just saying you made sure to scope out the scene, analyze it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I know it's actually I read up. I thought for the longest period of time I didn't scope out the scene. It was just there was a couple. There's a book called the movies greatest myths, and that was one of them. But yeah, no, I thought it was funny for the longest period of time. People thought it was just some dude with his
I
dick
mean
hanging out in the movie.
that would be weird to just like because I'm trying to remember. It's PG-13, right? Or is it
Yeah,
PG?
it's well, it's 80s PG, so like but I definitely don't think that they'd let someone have their dick out. It was I found this out in the same book that proved that there wasn't a dead child, the ghost of a dead child in the background scene of Three Men and a Little Baby. That was just a cardboard cutout of Ted Danson that was left behind a curtain, and for years
There,
people thought, what?
I said there always seems to be a rumor with scenes in the background. I mean, Wizard of Oz with the Munchkin hanging himself.
Yeah, that's disproven as well in that book.
And it's like, people really look into darkness in the backgrounds.
Yeah, it's urban legends and stuff. They happen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I kind
But
of feel like they've gone away more now. I kind of,
yeah, we live in the age of HD fucking video, so like I the only thing I do know is in Game of Thrones in the last season that they digitally remove a Starbucks coffee cup from a fucking scene in Game of Thrones because people
that is
spotted it.
that is bullshit. I want my time traveling coffee cup.
But actually, going the DMC here says, right? Michael J. Fox on top of the van, of course. That's how he traveled back to the future. DMC. He he broke
88 miles per
dance.
hour.
He exactly, Cara. He broke dance so much he was able to make the speed of the van go to 88 miles per hour and break the time barrier. So yeah.
I,
Go on.
speaking of Teen Wolf, one thing I really like about that is like how they use the werewolf transformation as like kind of like a stand-in for puberty, which there's
Yeah,
also there,
myself and horror retrospective were saying earlier on, that's the same with ginger snaps as well.
yeah, that's yeah, and I know I am definitely not the expert on that movie. That would be Trenchy, of course, but like I like the werewolf design in that too, like how monstrous it looks.
Yeah, it looks fucking infected. It looks sick. It looks sickly. Like it's all skinny and gaunt and with patches of hair.
Yeah, I really like Trenchy, of course, introduced me to it, but once I watched it, like the second movie, it for me, but the first one I really liked. I like how Ginger in that movie, like she became more like she didn't even want a cure, she just wanted the power.
Yeah. Again, it like Ginger wasn't the most well balanced person to begin with. So when she got the like cantropy, it fucking enhanced her already unstable kind of mindset. The sister was the one that was trying to keep her on the straight and narrow. You've seen Ginger Snaps, right?
Yeah, I watched. I'm pretty sure I watched it with Trenchy, but we would like watched. I was watching it on online. Like
I'm I'm not going to go too much into it because DMC here is in the chat, and I don't want to spoil it on him. Um, actually, hang on while I'm gonna try something here. Hang on a minute now. Uh, I'm gonna send an invite to DMC if he wants to jump in and chat werewolves. I sent them
Yeah,
there.
I almost forgot. I shouldn't spoil these movies. Like, I was
No,
almost
no,
about to spoil the plot.
no, it's okay. Hey, Kara.
Hey, my phone battery died, so I had to wait to have enough charge. But sorry, I dropped out like that.
No, no bother, no bother. I was figuring there was something up because there was a kind of static pin going through the kind of the line. I knew there was something up. Wait, Kara, what do you think of Teen Wolf?
The show or the movie?
Both.
I liked the movie. I wasn't too crazy about the Teen Wolf sequel. I thought it was a little bit too silly. I don't like that werewolf makeup. I thought that was pretty bad.
Did you know in certain regions of the world, such as Indonesia, and I think Pakistan, it's advertised as Back to the Future too.
Oh, wow.
It's like, how the fuck does that work? Marty, you're bitten by a werewolf. What do I do, Doc? Like,
Go play basketball.
When you said Teen Wolf TV show, it just like unlocked a memory, like something that has been forgotten, and I'm just like, it clicks.
there was an animated TV show from the 80s,
Mhm.
and then there was a terrible fucking kind
Yeah.
of Riverdale,
It was
Smallville.
trying. Yeah, it was trying. It was like trying to be Smallville, but also Twilight, and it was just, it like just I totally forgot about it, but now it just clicked in my head.
So many shirtless dudes.
Well,
So many
even
fucking.
Very, very true.
even the Teen Wolf
It's why you
TV
watch
show
the
got a
show.
movie.
It's why you watch the show.
Kara, horror retrospective, work with.
Yeah, the Teen Wolf show, even that one got a movie.
What? The bad guys not wearing shirts TV show got a movie.
I don't know if they didn't wear shirts. I didn't watch it too much, and if all it was shirtless, I wouldn't have watched it.
I watched one episode and I was like, okay, why is this guy got no shirt on? I get he's a werewolf, but like have a spare T-shirt packed or something.
Because Twilight.
Yeah, no, Kara's right. It was trying to capitalize on the Twilight trend.
Do we even want to go into Twilight werewolves?
I only know Jacob.
Oh, I'd prefer not to, but if anyone wants to gauge the topic, they can. I saw one of the movies as blackmail to go on a date with someone. So yeah, no, I'm not really I'm not vibing it. I'm not vibing it, but if either of you ladies want to talk about it, work away.
I'm good. I'll pass.
Kara, you okay if we skip the Twilight movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something that happened, but we're gonna say it happened, and we're just gonna move along.
We're move on. It exists. It's there. It sucks. No more. Like
No more.
again, I'm not gonna punch down on anyone who enjoys those movies. More fucking power to you. I think they're fucking dreadful, but it's just so I'm trying to think other. Well, I suppose we might as well go to the other big badge. Oh, speaking of, hang on. Hello, Ethel.
Hey, I made it. That was a lot of effort.
No matter. Ethel, what is your favorite werewolf movie and why?
Oh, yeah, it's I like I guess I'm gonna go with Werewolf of London.
Yeah.
Good.
Across the board, it's a winner. DMC says hello, Ethel.
Hey,
But
you know, I mean, unless you want to go with like a bad werewolf movie.
what's your favorite bad werewolf movie then?
Well, I Was a Teenage Werewolf is pretty bad. Also, Werewolf is also pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Her retrospective. What was that one we watched? Because on your channel, we watched. What was that?
Oh, Meridian.
What was that bad or good?
It's so-so. It's a full moon movie where a girl goes to Romania, I think, to get back in touch with her family roots, and there's a whole circus thing with little people and two werewolf twin brothers. One's good, one's bad, and there's an issue with werewolves jumping on people who potentially don't really consent.
Oh, it's werewolf jiggy time.
Yeah.
Whether they want the jiggy time or not.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. So it's an entire movie about that scene from Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Basically.
Okay.
Except Bram Stoker, I love the werewolf scene, even though I don't think it was obscene. I think it was very well done. It was even I'd consider it sexy, but I like the werewolf design for that werewolf.
Is there anything redeemable about Meridian?
Ooh.
That's a no. I take it that's a unanimous no. It's that bad. Okay. So I suppose we might as well move on to this bad boy. American Werewolf in London. It was done by John Landis. Fantastic effects by the absolutely awesome Rick Baker. I love this movie despite its director. And Cara Jason. What do you think of American Werewolf in London, and why do you think it's so awesome? Cara Voorhees.
Wait, which one are you talking to?
Yeah. You, Cara, because you've Jason Voorhees as an icon.
Okay. I was confused because I was like, I thought you were saying like her, because
No, Cara. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna say C Cara and K Cara.
Yeah, that's what we usually do. Kara with a K, Kara with a C.
Okay. Cara with a C. What's your thoughts on American Werewolf in London?
Okay, so I really like the effects, of course. I think everyone talks about that when talking about the movie. You gotta talk about the effects and just how good they are.
Yeah.
I like going off kind of out of order, but kind of in order. I like how when you kill a victim, like when you're a werewolf in that universe and you kill someone, they are in purgatory and they will constantly just be there and be like, hey, kill yourself. Yeah. And how the decay, like how his friend starts out bloody and stuff, but you can still see, and how he rots over time.
Mm-hmm.
And just the transformations, those are so good. I don't think we'll ever see anything better than it. Ever.
Yeah. It's and the level of time and skill it took. And it's a relatively short transformation as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Christ, Rick Baker fucking spent, I think, the best part of 2 months working on that transformation scene.
And of course, shout out to the weird werewolf Nazis from the dream sequence. I don't know what that meant. They're there.
I think with that scene, Cara, it's basically David's a young Jewish boy and he grew up hearing from his parents all the horrible stories about the Nazis, and that's kind of in his subconscious. So, like when the kind of the werewolf kind of virus is going through his system, he's having all these kind of fever dreams, and that's that kind of element.
That makes sense. Also, the scene where like he goes up to himself in the bed and he like opens his eyes and it's like a demonic version of him. That scared the hell out of me the first time I saw it.
Yeah, that's a creepy fucking scene.
And him ripping off the guy's head, like when he jumps out of the theater and he like rips the guy's head off.
I like Kara makes a bunch of fantastic points, but one thing I think sometimes is overlooked is how funny it is. How fucking funny it is. It's just he's in the cinema talking to all the corpses, and it like they're all giving him suggestions on how to kill himself, and he's like, oh, maybe I need a silver bullet, silver pillet. Don't be a putz, David. And it's like, you could hang yourself. No, you'd probably no. He'll probably choke. And he goes, go ahead, let him choke. Excuse me, that's my friend. Do you mind? And it's like, and David's like, oh God, I'm going mad. And it's like, yeah, it's fucking insanity. Sorry.
They're very casual about it.
I'm going to go on to Ethel next. Ethel, why do you think American Werewolf in London is so good?
Well, it's honestly, I'm gonna say 90% it's the special effects. Like the story's good, I mean, but it's not overly complicated. So it's more about like the spectacle of it. Or at least for me, anyway. I think it's awesome.
Is there any character moments or funny moments that you enjoy in particular?
Yeah, the zombie or the ghost Griffin Dunn stuff. The throat all ripped out and like, David, you're hurting my feelings. It's like, what the fuck? You know, it's just the movie knows it's a silly situation, and it acknowledges it. It makes a joke.
Yeah, it's like, again, he juxtaposes horrific scenarios and scenes with humor. It's like when Griffin Dunn's character turns up first, he's like, do you mind if I have a piece of toast? And he's like, what the fuck? And there's that bit of wiggly flesh in his neck as well. And you're like, ah, God. But yeah, I can see why the visual effects would be the kind of paramount scene for you, Ethel. Favorite kill, Ethel, in the movie?
Oh, favorite. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. Like, you'd think you'd know right off bat, but I don't know. You know, it's not. Well, no, that's not a kill though. Well, not technically. I was gonna say that's the scene where they're in the tunnel and you know you got that down shot from the escalator, but that doesn't
I'll classify that as a kill. I'll classify that as a kill. If you want to put that as a kill, I'm recognizing it as a kill.
It's all right because I mean, it's a kill.
Yeah, like that's why I'm like, I don't know if I can really classify that though, because it's not. You don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's still a cool setup though, and it's still a cool shot. Yeah, I remember that as well. DMC, the Indian kid, just answering no the whole time to the nurse. But I think it's good. I love where fucking Kermit the Frog is giving fucking David a bollocking. Frank Oz is in this movie as like a fucking, I think, a diplomat, an American diplomat. And like he's no concern over the fact this dude's friend is dead, and he's like fucking upset about it. It's like Ethel, question for you, right?
All
As
right.
good as this movie is, what do you think of its sequel set in Paris?
It's well, it's not public domain, so I won't be showing it anytime soon.
Yeah, that fucking movie. Um,
There's a sequel.
oh yeah, yeah. You don't need to watch it. You don't need to watch it. Really, you don't.
How come there are always these shitty horror sequels I never hear about?
Cash grab.
This happened. This happened with Fright Night. It's happened with what was the other one? I can't remember. I can't remember its name.
I'm
Lost
arguing.
Boys.
Fright Night did not have a shitty sequel. That was awesome.
Yeah. In fairness, Carasy, you can't beat monsters playing bowling with heads. That it's. Have you seen? Have you actually seen fucking Fright Night 2, Carasy?
No, I haven't seen it. I was just like seeing like there's these bunch of sequels and everyone's calling them shitty, and I haven't seen like I didn't even know of their existence. Like and I am such fans of the first movies that how have I not heard of these sequels?
What you should be knocking is the Bollywood remake of the original Fright Night.
I've seen that. I've seen that. No, no, thank you.
I'm gonna move on to Cara K. Cara, what's your thoughts on American Werewolf in London?
I love it. It the first time I saw it, I didn't really get it, so I didn't care for it. And then when I rewatched it later, I loved it. I thought it was great. The characters I think are well put together. I don't feel like there's anybody who's a two-dimensional character. I like the humor. I don't think it's over the top. I think it's just right. And I agree with everybody else that the special effects were great. I love the scene in the zoo where he uses the balloon to cover up, and then he later steals the red coat.
A naked American man stole my balloons. I
Yeah,
love that line. Yeah, he steals the woman's coat and he's just waiting for the bus. A friend of mine had a big fucking, I don't know, it was like an A1 size poster of just Griffin Dunn in the woman's fur coat waiting for the bus. I was like, of all the posters to get from the movie, why that one? And I was like, where'd you get that? I got it in a comic book store years back. And why'd you pick it up? I just thought it looked cool. I'm like, okay. Cara K, what's your favorite kill in the movie?
I can't remember any kill scenes that I wouldn't be able to answer that correctly.
Okay. Any other favorite moments? Like kind of small moments, or well, you said where he steals the balloons and the jacket. So
Yeah.
yeah. I like the movie. I think it's cool. I just wish the director wasn't a fucking negligent prick, but that's a story for another time.
One thing I like, a small thing I like about this movie that I almost forgot to mention. I like how like every animal in the film, like the cat, the dog, they all act hostile towards him once he's become. But then when he's in there with the wolves, they don't pay him no mind.
Yeah, because that's actually a good point, Cara. Like he's got wolf fucking blood or DNA, and they can sense he's a kind of, dare I say, kindred spirit.
Yeah, it's a small detail, but it's something that it helps, build the world.
Yeah, like like the other thing is, of all the enclosures he could have gone into when he was in wolf form, he chose that one. And then when again, as Kara pointed out, like he changed back. He changed back while he was in the enclosure, and none of them like even fucking attempted to eat him or anything. Like while there's no telling how long he was asleep. So yeah, it's a cool little detail. Um, Kara K, is there anything you want to bring up? Is there anything that you think that people overlook about this movie?
Not that I can think of, other than, just that whole mythology of werewolves do tend to be haunted by the people that they kill. They did touch on that, but I think people who aren't familiar with werewolf mythology, they would just take that as, okay, well, this is just part of this werewolf world, not really understanding why or how this happens.
It's
like none of the ghosts tell him, or at least maybe I don't remember that.
I think maybe after Jack's second visit, he might tell him. He's like, "Yeah, you've got the fucking wolf bloodline. You got to kill yourself, or else you're going to keep on killing people." They go into it a bit more in that fucking sequel. Does anyone want me to talk about the sequel?
Oh, actually, real quick, before we get into the sequel, I guess, like, I just keep thinking of things I like about it. I like how we don't really we get like a bit of backstory of before everything happens, but I like how everything's kind of a mystery, with the original werewolf and the town.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really get explanation. I love that.
Yeah, it's ambiguous as fuck.
It leaves
It's
so
like,
many questions.
yeah, sometimes weird shit happens and there's no explanation for it.
But I guess that can lead us into, how is the sequel of this film?
Okay, so it's there. Originally, it was going to be um David's daughter, which he had with Jenny Agutter, but they switched it to just there's a pack of the same type of werewolves in France, and there's a bunch of backpackers, and Julie Deplew tries to jump off of fucking the Eiffel Tower. He's one of the backpackers saves her. She turns out to be going out with a bunch of neo Nazis who only go out with her because they want her blood because she's a werewolf. Cue weird sex scene, cue Nazi werewolves, cue French underground cult, cue fucking bad CG werewolves. And they're like, oh, if you eat the heart of the person that changed you into a werewolf, you can cure yourself.
They introduce a cure. What?
What?
They introduce a cure to the werewolf?
Oh yeah, the two cures. One, the character Tom Everett Scott, he's cured by eating the neo-Nazi guy's heart, and he turns back into a human. And Julie Deplew is essentially gets a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
That's it. This is like a blood transfusion. She nearly bleeds to death. They give her new blood. She's grand. And the movie ends with the two of them diving off the Statue of Liberty after their wedding ring. It's God damn.
It's weird that the werewolf Nazis make a return, but I don't like one of my favorite parts is that there is no cure. You have to kill yourself. There's nothing else you can do in the first movie, but I guess.
Yeah, it's like what that dickhead Landis said. It's like cancer, but instead of killing you, it kills everyone else.
Did they make any other sequels, or was that pretty much the
Nah,
name?
that was it. Fucking Landis's creepy son was supposed to do one, but then people
Yeah.
realized he was a creep. Ethel, have you any thoughts on the ill-begotten classic American Werewolf in Paris?
If you have lots and lots of wine while you're watching it, maybe like even like a whole bottle. It's pretty decent. Like, you know, it'll go. You just gotta have the right the right aid, the right film aid.
You gotta have a motto to get blotto. That's
Yeah,
what
I
Ethel's
was
trying to say.
thinking the right beer goggles.
Oh, god damn.
Maybe you should have an entire box of like what is it, Zemfia or whatever. You just
Oh,
take
yeah.
the bag out of the box and just sort of
IV
adult
that stuff.
Capri Sun squeeze that bag.
One glass and it's a bad movie. 2 glass, it's an okay movie. 5 glass, yeah, now it's
Kid-
starting
kid-
again.
The
Kidney
whole bag is
failure. It's a
fantastic.
shit movie.
I have seen worse, and potentially very soon we'll see even worse.
Okay. I'm gonna move forward to one that doesn't get enough fucking love, and that's Bad Moon. Have any of you seen Bad Moon?
I have not.
Kara's gone off to watch it right now. It's just that good. Ethel, have you seen Bad Moon?
I have not seen Bad Moon.
Okay, so I like Bad Moon. It's directed by Eric Red. It stars Michael Paré and who's your one? She was in fucking. I'm after forgetting her name. I'm just gonna look. She was in fucking Carnival. No, she wasn't in Carnival. I'm thinking of someone else. Mariel Hemingway.
Yeah, we like Sarah. Down. Mario Hemingway. Okay.
Mariel Hemingway. I think that's
I
her
almost
name.
said Mario Hemingway.
But it's based on a book.
It could be Mario Hemingway.
Mariel Hemingway. That's her name. She was in Lipstick and Woody Allen's Manhattan. And I think she was in Superman. She was in the terrible fucking Superman movie as well. Yeah, that's where I remember her from. She plays Lana Lang. No, she doesn't play Lana Lang. She plays someone else. She plays Perry White's niece or some fucking shite. Anyway, I'm deviating. So, the story centers on Michael Paré. Him and his girlfriend are in South America and are attacked by a werewolf. His girlfriend's killed. He's scratched or bitten or something, but he manages to blow the werewolf's head clean off with a shotgun. And he goes back stateside to live with his sister and her son and their dog, Thor. The story is based on a novel called Thor, and the novel is all from the dog's perspective. And it's pretty cool. It's a premise that shouldn't work, but does. Like, Michael Paré isn't a villain. He doesn't want to be a werewolf, but he can't fucking control it. So he lives like in a camper outside the family's house, and essentially the dog knows what's up. So it's a fucking battle of wills between a werewolf and a German Shepherd, and shit comes to the boil. Has anyone else seen this but me?
A long time ago, if you're talking about Bad Moon.
What did you think of Bad Moon, Cara?
I liked it as a kid. I haven't seen it since then, but I don't know if it's just me. It strikes me as one of those direct-to-video movies.
I I think it's pretty cool. The werewolf in it is pretty cool. The transformation is terrible because it's early fucking 90s CG. And Kara's probably right. It was probably something that was made to go straight to video, but it got a cinema release. But by Christ, the effects budget for the transformation, the computer transformation is shit. The werewolf design itself is pretty cool. And yeah, it's a German Shepherd versus a werewolf. You're waiting for that fucking showdown throughout the movie. Michael Paré is pretty solid. Mariel Hemingway's all right, and the kid's all right. It was the kid who played Dennis in the Dennis the Menace movie with Walter Matthau.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
What I was
I know who you're
surprised
talking
by
about.
was
I watched
Hemingway.
that movie.
So, sorry, Karake?
No, I was surprised by Hemingway. She was still alive at that time?
Mariel Hemingway, yeah.
But she's the one that killed herself, right? Am I thinking the right person?
No, I'll double check. No, because this was in 94, 95. No, Mariel Hemingway's still alive, Cara. She's
Okay,
61 years of age.
I have my Hemingways mixed up. I was thinking about the one that's related to Ernest Hemingway. She's also an actress.
She is his granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
That Mariel is Ernest Hemingway's granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
I do have a quick question. You said this film or the novel is like the whole point of view is from the dog?
Yeah, it's called Tor. The novel's called Tor. You can pick it up fairly cheap, and it's very compelling.
Is the dog? Is the movie that way, or is it that just the?
No. No, it isn't. It would be very difficult for a fucking movie just to be like if hey, imagine some fucking a dog's purpose or something.
I mean,
John forgot to fill up my water bowl today. By the way, Michael's a werewolf. I'll have to eat his bollocks by the end of the week. I hope it tastes like pedigree chum. I don't think that would work as a movie, Cara. Maybe we got a flashback. Christ almighty, Cara, you're after making me remember something I buried deep down in my fucking subconscious. You're after making me remember fucking The Hills of Eyes too.
Oh yeah, The Hills of Eyes too. The dog flashback.
Christ almighty. God damn it. Has anyone else seen the start of Hills of Eyes too?
Yeah, I've seen that where the dog has the flashback.
Jesus
Not
Christ.
the other dog dying.
Ethel, what's your thoughts on dogs having fucking Vietnam flashbacks?
It can be traumatic, I guess. That thermometer is very cold. You take it to the vet.
If a dinosaur can have a flashback, why not a dog?
Yeah.
Oh God, don't remind me about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, or not Fallen Kingdom, Dominion. Fucking hell, that movie was so disappointing.
Oh wait, I haven't seen that. They're having flashbacks?
Basically, the T-Rex is able to defeat the Giganotosaurus because it has a genetic flashback from the first time it was killed by the fucking Giganotosaurus, and uses said flashback to remember how not to fucking fight it.
I don't think that's how genetics work or cloning.
No. Oh God damn.
Oh,
remember you created a Vietnam flashback scene for it.
Jesus
Honest question. Where is my cat Vietnam flashback? Don't make yours good on this.
Animals shouldn't have flashbacks.
What if they actually do, though? We don't know that.
Just fucking Jefferson Airplane just playing in your fucking beagle's head, Cara.
Oh, no. Don't mention Jefferson Airplane. I'm starting to get a flashback to Starship on the holiday special. Oh God,
I like the Jefferson
that's terrifying. No, it's the Starship from
Oh, Star Wars from the
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars holiday special. Oh Jesus!
Oh my God,
As
flashbacks.
Trenchy would say, greatest work in cinematic history.
No, it's not.
That that should be a saw trap. Instead of like putting the blades and stuff. Wookiee Chain makes you watch the Star Wars holiday special.
Do you have to jerk off as well? Does the chair make you jerk off to bad VR as well, Ethel? Like fucking lumpy?
Oh.
God damn.
It'll be like the rain tapes.
Right. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on from Bad Moon, and I'm going to go to and I'm going to let other people kind of cover stuff. Ethel, you've seen Silver Bullet, right? Ethel? There might be a delay.
Internet issue, maybe.
It's a possibility. Yeah, I never thought I'd see a day when a drunk Gary Busey is the hero of a movie. But you know what?
Wait, you had me at Gary Busey.
Gary Busey is the hero of a movie. Oh, hang on a minute.
I don't know. I just remember the one serial killer movie where he was.
Ethel, have you seen Silver Bullet, and do you want to give us a rundown on it?
I have not seen Silver Bullet, actually.
Okay, it's an interesting one. It's based on a Stephen King very short story. And essentially it's about a town who is under siege from a werewolf, and the only person that can kind of stop it or knows that's going on is a paralyzed kid, his sister, and his drunk uncle, played by Gary Busey. I don't know which is scarier in this movie, the werewolf or Gary Busey trying to be like a fucking cool uncle. It's fucking. Cara, have you seen Silver Bullet, right?
K or C?
Huh? Oh, sorry, K.
Oh.
Cara K.
Same thing. I haven't seen it in a very long time. I think I was still in high school at the time. The last time I rewatched it.
It's a weird watch again.
I liked it though. I remember liking it.
The kind of werewolf. I'm not going to give away who the werewolf is, but the twist is you can kind of see the twist coming a mile off, and it's interesting. It's an interesting movie. It also works as a kind of a mystery movie. Cara C, have you seen this one?
No, but
Okay.
now I want to because Gary Busey. Last
Yeah,
horror
no.
thing I saw him, he was a gingerbread man.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Goddamn Ginger Dead Man.
It's good for Christmas though. He's a gingerbread.
I think I saw a movie where he takes on demonic Bond. Is that it?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, there's a movie, Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong.
God damn.
They don't even first. It's literally just them sitting around for an hour. No joke.
That's fucking Jesus. I'm gonna jump ahead to another werewolf movie, and I'm gonna go to one that I'm fairly sure everyone has seen. I'm gonna go to Dog Soldiers.
Oh yeah.
Ethel, you've seen Dog Soldiers, right?
I haven't. Jesus, I haven't seen a lot of these werewolf movies.
You haven't seen Dog Soldiers.
I
Okay.
have not seen Dog Soldiers.
Joe, I'm yapping on and on and on. Cara, give us a rundown what Dog Soldiers is about and why people should check it out.
I'm the worst person to ask for a synopsis.
Oh no. Okay, I'll do it so if you want. So Dog Soldiers was the directorial debut from the awesome Neil Marshall, who went on to do The Descent, Centurion, The Reckoning, directed some of the bigger episodes of Game of Thrones, and Black Sails. Essentially, it is a soldiers versus werewolves movie. A group of British squaddies go on a training exercise into the Scottish Highlands, fall prey to some werewolves, and have to fend a night in a farmhouse. And I didn't mince my words. I didn't say spend a night. I mean fend a night. They have to fend off attacks from werewolves. Really good cast: Kevin McKidd, Sean Pertwee, Liam Cunningham. And what it lacks in budget, it makes up in humor and gore. I fucking love this movie. If you're a fan of Aliens, if you're a fan of Predator, it's military guys versus monsters, and it slots right in with those two other ones. Cara C, have you seen this one?
No, but I've like heard about it and I've like seen a few clips of it. Like I know what you're talking about, but I haven't like watched it yet.
It's Creepy McGee is dead right. It is an absolutely fucking awesome flick. For a bit of context as well, the advertising that was done for the movie at the time, the British Army put out kind of commercials trying to do kind of recruitment things. You're trapped in the desert, you have no vehicle, and you're running out of water. What do? You've 10 minutes to decide. They done their commercials. It's like you're trapped in a farmhouse, surrounded by a vicious enemy that wants to eat you alive, and the full moon is up. What do? So they made the commercials look like army recruitment videos, which I thought was fucking brilliant. You have a bunch of characters, small bunch of characters trapped in a location, and they're all likable. So when they're picked off one by one, it's a lot more impactful. There's some great one-liners, great sense of humor. There's just some of the kills are cool. The werewolves are a bit hit and miss. They're probably the weakest part. The design and look for them. Again, they're bipedal, not quadrupedal, but it's still fairly fucking cool. Cara K, what do you like about Dog Soldiers? What works for you?
I just think the story. I think the story's good. I like how the characters are developed. I don't have like any particular favorite scene or character in it though.
I do like some of the one-liners, like where fucking the and Megan and Cooper, I think that's Kevin McKidd's character, are doing surgery on Wells because he got disemboweled, and they have to glue up his fucking chest. And he's like, knock me out. Wells is like fucking off his head on fucking whiskey and medication. He's like, I love you, Cooper. I love you. And he gets up and he's like, oh, fucking hurts. And he's like, knock me out, Cooper. Knock me out. He fucking belts him. And he's like, fuck it. He gets back up. He goes, hit me like a fucking man. And he hits him again. And it's funny. I thought it was funny. I think it's cool. I'm not doing it justice. It's a movie you got to see, and me yapping on about it isn't doing it any service. What else was I going to say? Yeah, is is there anything else I can say about Dog Soldiers? No, it's a cool movie, and yeah, check that one out. Actually, question for Cara K. Question for you. Do you consider Cat People a werewolf movie?
They're definitely lycanthropes, yeah. Even in the film, they make that reference Naga or Nagini, which is shapeshifter.
And which you prefer? Do you prefer the original black and white classic, or the remake with Kaczynski and Malcolm McDowell and Lynn Laurie?
I love the remake. That's one of those movies that I'm always talking about.
Is it David Bowie's son putting out the fires on that soundtrack? I think it is. Yeah.
No, it's David Bowie. Yeah, he's singing that Cat People theme.
Yeah, that's a cool fucking movie. That spins on to another question. Ethel, do you think, is there any movie that you think is a vampire movie, or is there any movie that you think is a werewolf movie, but people don't classify it as a werewolf movie because it's essentially not the same kind of animal. It's not a wolf.
Oh, Lady Hawk, would that be a wolf into a hawk?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
And fucking, you're right, because what's his face? Rutger Hauer turns into a wolf.
Yeah.
Is there any other one you ladies can think of?
Well, what is it? What the hell's it called? The Moon Beast. Moon Beast's a werewolf, except he turned a lizard, but it's like, he's a werewolf, kind of.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Essentially,
I don't know if you were there for Moon Beast, Kara. I know Kara with a K wasn't for it, but we didn't watch along. It was really bad. Trenchy fell asleep.
Trenchy fell asleep.
He never sleeps.
Yeah, it was special. Only the finest.
Trying to think
Do you
if
want to
there are
give
any
a
other.
quick?
Sorry, Cara C, go on.
I was saying I wanted to give a quick. I know the movie isn't considered like a werewolf movie, which, granted, it's not. But that little scene that they have with the transformation and but in Fright Night against I'm trying to remember the character's name, Ed, I think. Ed in Fright Night when he turns into a werewolf.
Oh yeah, I think he's still a vampire though.
Well, I wasn't saying like it makes it. I was just saying I wanted to give like while we're talking about werewolves, I just wanted to give that little scene a shout out.
It's a good one to point out, Cara. Actually, Creepy McGee pointed out something. Ethel, have you seen
Yes.
Have you seen The Howling?
I have.
Can you give us a rundown on The Howling?
But is it like a gang of werewolves in it, and then there's like a woman and she's naked, or was that The Howling too?
That's The Howling too. That's Sybil Danning.
All right. Never mind. I'm gonna go with just Howling too.
Okay. So the first Howling movie starts off more like a slasher. Essentially, the movie starts out like a slasher, and the cops get a reporter as bait, and they end up killing the dude, but she suffers from PTSD, and she ends up going to a retreat that is made up of all werewolves. And yeah, it kind of escalates from there. Cara with a kid, you want to go over the rest of The Howling.
I've never seen the second one. I love the third one though. That one's silly, and I know most people hate it.
What do you think of the first one though? The first one's brilliant, I think.
Yeah, it's good. And it has Dee Wallace in it, which is a plus.
Yeah. It's again, it mixes genres because there's a kind of murder mystery serial killer thing going on, and there's a werewolf thing going on. It's clever. While nowhere near to the same level as Rick Baker's effects in American Werewolf, Rob Bottin's transformation is pretty cool as well. Cara with a K, what do you think? What do you think of the transformation in the first Howling movie?
It's good. I just don't think it's as good as London, but it's decent. I mean, it's hard for me to not want to compare every werewolf transformation to London, which is unfair.
Yeah. Ethel, what do you think of the Howling's transformation?
Pretty good. Like that's the snout like starts pouching out or coming. Like the face part where like the face extends is sort of similar to the one that was in Werewolf of London.
Yeah,
Completely different. Well done.
I also think that scene's funny because Eddie takes the rifle off your man and then fucking hands it back to him, and he doesn't realize that your man has silver bullets. That was a funny fucking scene. It's just you cocky prick.
Randomly though, just because I remembered, but I love the werewolf transformation in Company of Wolves.
Actually, Cara, that movie. Did you want to discuss that movie?
I like it. The whole thing's about werewolves.
Yeah, it's Neil Jordan's kind of fairy tale was set with werewolf mythology. I saw it years ago. Does a woman get raped by a giant teddy bear in that movie?
She gets attacked. I don't think she was raped.
I fucking I don't know. I fucking that movie is great, but it's like a fever dream.
Yeah. But I also love the references to Little Red Riding Hood, which I mean that's a story that I've always liked.
Yeah. Jessica Lansbury's in that as well as the grandmother, and her death is weird. She turns porcelain or some shit. That one was like I was on fucking drugs watching it or something, and I wasn't. Have you seen that one, Ethel?
No, I haven't. I want to though. It's got Lansbury in it. You know, Murder She Wrote.
Yeah.
It's got Stephen Ray, and it's got boobies, and it's got an entire dinner of aristocrats turning into werewolves, but they're actually German shepherds, from what I can remember.
You have me at boobies.
Yeah.
Boobies.
Boobalas.
Boobies.
Yeah. In the Company of Wolves is it's a weird one. I don't think it's going to be for everyone, but if you like your kind of art house stuff and you want to see what Neil Jordan kind of horror he did before Interview with a Vampire, it's definitely one to check out. There's other movies as well. There's like Wolf Cop. Any thoughts on Wolf
Cop? I like that one.
I thought it was fun. It's the most Canadian fucking thing I've ever fucking seen, but it's good fun. He's like fucking, what was it? half man, half wolf, all cop. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like the sequel though, but that one did have a werecat.
That was a weird fucking one.
Take him, RoboCop, and what's it? Maniac Cop. Put them all together, and boom, we got our force.
So you want to see Wolf Cop versus RoboCop and versus Maniac Cop?
Yep.
Who's your money on, Kara?
RoboCop, of course.
Yeah.
He's not that fast, wrong.
Okay. Is there any movies I've left out that you want to bring up?
Not. I would like to bring up. It's not really a movie, but it was like a short, I guess. But it's a character with a whole history. Werewolf by Night.
Yes, I need to. They re-released it in color. It's really fucking good. I forgot how good it was.
I feel like it is one of the more recent projects from Marvel that is actually good, and I hope we get more from Werewolf by Night.
It's fun and it's gory. I need to watch the colored version because I was like, okay, it was really gory, but that they got away with it because it was in black and white. So I'm gonna see how the fucking transfer works and how it looks.
Car reminded me of Night of the Lone Wolf. I thought that one was really good.
I've not seen that one. What's it about?
It's in a retirement community. I think it's an older gentleman, and I
Oh,
forget if he was blind or not.
it goes by another name. Hang on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Oh.
Just be talking away there yourselves. I'll be back.
Talk amongst yourself.
Huh? I was gonna say, there's an idea. Who do you think was the sexiest werewolf on film? Like either the animal version or the human version.
Wait, the animal version.
Yeah, but do you have like one in particular that you liked? Like animal version versus human?
You know, a really cool looking werewolf was the in the animal version is the Monster Squad. It was like a good balance of modern and Golden Age.
Monster Squad. Oh, I totally forgot to mention that one. Like when I was shouting them out, like that's one I definitely should have mentioned there. And then
Wolfman has nards. That's what the film taught us. And
and you can actually see his schlong. I mean, his pants are so tight.
Yeah.
Wolfman be packing.
I mean, Wolfman had nards up to wazoo.
Maybe Wolfman from Monster Squad needs to replace the werewolf in that one movie that we watched. I still can't remember the name, even though you said it earlier.
Wait, what now?
The movie that me and Karaki watched.
Oh, Meridian?
Yeah. Let's replace that werewolf with Wolfman with nards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd watch that.
Hey, Brian.
Oh, Brian!
So, yeah, Kara, that movie you were talking about with Dimitri as the blind Vietnam vet, its alternate title is Late Phases.
Yes. Yes, I think it's the full title, Late Phases, Night of the Lone Wolf.
Yeah, it's an awesome movie. It's basically a blind guy preparing to fend off a bunch of werewolves. Also, I wanted to show Kara something. I don't know if she can see that.
Oh, it's Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
The minifigure. I've actually been trying to get him. I have only gotten Storm and I can't remember the one lady's name. She's from Eternals, I think.
Okay. No, I picked that up. I just want to show it you. Has any seen the movie Where?
Doesn't ring a bell.
So, this family are slaughtered, in France. They're just an American family. They're slaughtered, in the French countryside, and the suspect, is this dude who seems to suffer from porphyria, and he gets a defense attorney who's like, yeah, this man couldn't do it. He can barely move. His bones are absolutely fucked due to porphyria. And they're like, okay, well, we need to prove that he has porphyria, so we need to expose him to a particular kind of stimulus to essentially induce the kind of porphyria state. The stimulus in question causes him to transform. He doesn't have porphyria, he has lycanthropy, and he goes on a fucking rampage across Paris. It's really, this is the fucking real American werewolf in fucking Paris. Although the guy isn't from Paris, he's French. But the lawyer, for some reason, is like, he's my client. I have to make sure he's okay. And it's like, really, he's a fucking werewolf. I think you've done all you can fucking do. So yeah, if you get a chance, check that one out. It's pretty cool. My only issue is it jumps between found footage and kind of a regular movie, but it doesn't explain how because the other stuff is done with a kind of handy cam as well. So you're like there's stuff with like GoPro. SWAT teams are using GoPros, or there's like fucking the family's camcorder, or there's a news reporter, and that makes sense. But then there's bits where like two characters are talking, and it's a handheld camera. So I'm like, that's like, it's fucking weird. I don't know. You haven't seen that one, Cara? Okay, no.
No, but the premise you described reminded me of Project Metal Beast.
Oh, Jesus, that one.
You don't like it?
Oh, God almighty, not Project Metal Beast.
Yeah,
Oh,
Consider it a werewolf movie, or is it just too different?
no, it's a werewolf movie. It's if RoboCop and fucking Jesus. Have you seen Project Metal Beast?
Jesus, I haven't seen a lot of these.
So
we need to go on a movie marathon. Oh, sorry.
These scientists, they send a soldier off to capture a werewolf. He doesn't capture it, but he gets bitten, and then they have to shoot him because he goes crazy. But they put him on ice, and while he's in his human form, they give him the equivalent of a Wolverine adamantium skeleton.
Ooh.
So he's a werewolverine. I'm not sure. Cara, the premise is cool. It's just some of it's really fucking silly, I find. But then again, I've watched some silly shit. Why do you like it? What do you think people should? Why do you think people should check out Project Metal Beast, Cara?
I think it's one of those lesser known films. As far as I know, I don't know if it ever received a DVD release. I know there was an out of print one, but I don't know if it was re-released after that. But I just think it's unique, like because it touches on what was sorry. It touches on what was new scientific study at the time, is the whole skin grafting thing. There was a new technique for like growing skin. And it kind of touches on that, is instead of putting like skin patches, they use metal though. Like they're trying to create this super beast for the military.
Yeah, the premise is cool, but it's just kind of, I don't know. It feels very straight to video, which it was.
It
but
is.
like, you know.
Yeah, it was direct to video.
But again, I'm like, if people, I myself, I just didn't enjoy it. I was like, okay, I came across it in Best of the Worst, and I was like, okay, I'll give this a go. And I'm like, that's why they're reviewing this. But it's fun. I can understand it being fun as well.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I know I'm not alone in that, but yeah, it's one of those lesser known films, I think.
No, I think if you like the likes of RoboCop and stuff, maybe give it a look, because there is a kind of cool sci-fi twist. I just think some of the stuff that happens is silly, but that's just my opinion. And
yeah, like he gets shot at with a rocket launcher and stuff like that.
yeah.
I don't know. Werewolf with sci-fi elements. Sounds like an interesting concept. Probably give it a watch. See what I think.
Yeah.
Is there any newish werewolf movies out?
I can't think of any.
There was one I watched recently that I liked. It had Boyd Holbrook, and it was set at the turn of the century. This young boy is cursed by gypsies, and he turns into some kind of werewolf-like beast. Boyd Holbrook. I need to find the name of this movie because it's pretty cool. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
Psycholanthrope.
Where is this? Where are you gone hiding? I'll come. Any TV shows you recommend? Werewolf themed.
Oh, you could watch She-Wolf of London. That was pretty decent.
Yeah, didn't she fight ghosts and shit? It was like Buffy before Buffy.
Yeah, it was Buffy before Buffy. It was I don't know, it was interesting. It didn't really go anywhere though, because it only did like one season.
Oh, okay. So there was a movie by Sean Ellis called Cursed, and it's pretty cool.
No, yeah. Christina Ricci.
No. That was a Wes Craven one. This one came out fairly recently, Cara. This one came out in 2021. It's set in 1881, and it's essentially Boyd Holbrook is a detective who's sent to. It's very like Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. Boyd Holbrook is sent to investigate murders, and he finds out that there's some kind of creature killing people. He has to find out who's killing them and how to stop it. And it's pretty fucking cool. I remember enjoying it.
I really like it when they set films like back in that like time. I feel like it helps with like the superstition of it. Like I like the modern day stuff too, but I really like the idea of this, back in that time.
Yeah, because you also put characters at a disadvantage. Like no one's gonna whip out a fucking Uzi and try and riddle the werewolf with fucking 65 silver bullets. Like it's
yeah.
They in that time they got one shot, and if they miss, then they gotta
they're fucked. They're done. But yeah, this one is based on the Beast of Gwendolen, which is another fucking movie. Christ, Mark Dacascos, isn't it? Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Yes.
That one's cool, although it's more of a fucking martial arts action movie than an actual fucking werewolf movie. But yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Oh, do any of you guys remember a terrible fucking teenage kind of kids show called Big Wolf on Campus?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm blanking
God.
on that.
I think I remember.
Go on, Ethel. 1 minute, Cara. Go on, Ethel. What were you going to say?
Oh no, I was getting it confused with the one with the Frankenstein on campus. Never mind.
No, there's a movie called Big Wolf on Campus, and it was a TV series about a jock who's bitten by a werewolf, and he teams up with a fucking goth kid, and they fight vampires, robots, ghost pirate. It was so fucking stupid. It was like Buffy for kids. Like it was. His friend's name was Milton, and the fucking. I'm trying to think of the theme tune. It's just a phase I'm going through. It's just a fucking terrible TV show. Yeah, Nickelodeon. I think it was made by Nickelodeon. I gotta.
Now you understand why it's terrible.
Nickelodeon's usually good, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, they have
Sorry.
some good.
Go on. Sorry, Cara.
I was gonna say with their live action stuff, they're
No.
pretty bad.
Sorry, Cara. I meant Cara K.
No, I was just saying, in my opinion, Nickelodeon's usually really good about, children programming and stuff like that.
Maybe it isn't Nickelodeon. I thought it was Nickelodeon, but it's a Canadian TV series.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
BBC.
No, it's not English. It's Canadian.
Well, it's CBC. I mean.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That explains it. It's the crowd behind Power Rangers, Ethel.
Oh,
Oh, it's Saban.
Yeah, Saban Entertainment.
Oh,
the
yeah.
network, the network was Fox Family. It was released in. So yeah, Tommy P. Dawkins was bitten by a werewolf. His only friend, goth outsider Merton, has to help him adjust to being a fucking werewolf. Jesus Christ, I forgot about this then. Merton J. Dingle, played by Danny Smith. God damn. All these motherfuckers look Canadian as fuck. God damn. They're all big fucking happy smiley heads now.
They know what it's about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's one episode where they have to fight a recliner that's possessed.
Nothing is as evil as the comfort of Lazy Boy.
Right.
That's one of the lines, because he went and tried to kill all those people. I guess he's not a lazy boy after all. I'm like, that fucking line is etched into my fucking brain.
How does a chair kill people?
It gobbled people up.
Oh,
it's like, what is that one about the bed that sucks people in?
Jeez, I don't know. They're slacks. I know there's a movie about killer pair of slacks.
Yeah,
Oh.
and tire. Anything can be killer.
Sorry, Cara?
I said just about anything can be a killer if you think about it.
I mean, if condoms can kill people, anything can fucking kill people. Again, have I covered all the bases? Is there any other movie or TV show you want me to bring up?
I can't think of any.
Well, there was the Teen Wolf TV show, which I started watching but never finished.
That was the one with the guys with the shirts off, right?
Yeah, you know. Oh, little love for the ladies.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm
Yeah.
not criticizing. I just was like, okay.
Well, not all ladies are into that. Like I'm not into watching stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Kara with a C. Do you get in on this, or is this not your cup of tea?
Hey, I'm all in. I'll watch the show just for that.
For the male shirt off, not nudity.
Oh, how about like what are we thinking about here? Like, what's the show?
No, they're really they're buck. They got the goods.
Because it can't be too rough, but like often like standard.
You don't want your dudes too buff, Kara. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they gotta be like standard,
Okay.
like standard buffness. And then I'll be like every time they rip up, like if they're having an argument in the show, they rip off their shirts and they get that. I'm your number one viewer.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ. Okay, right. I think I've covered all the basics when it comes to werewolf stuff. Yeah, werewolf movies kick ass. There needs to be more.
No, you didn't even mention the Twilight sequels. Those had werewolves.
No,
not shiny
no,
ones either.
No, we're not doing anymore. No. No, I think werewolf movies, there needs to be more of them. And I think there's a lot of places you can go with werewolf movies. Also, if you're interested in comics, there is a comic by the name of Ferals from Avatar Press, which is fucking mental. You don't turn into a werewolf by being bitten. You turn into a werewolf by having sex with women who are fucking the essentially they're the ancestors of shield maidens, Viking shield maidens, and they carry berserker blood. So that's how you turn into a werewolf on that one. It's a weird comic, but it's worth checking out. So yeah, I think I'm gonna finish it up here. Is there anything else that you want me to discuss or bring up or suggest discussing?
I guess we got it, maybe. Possibly.
Yeah. Ethel, are you streaming later on tonight?
I'm attempting to get ready to. I'm working on the thumbnail as we've been broadcasting here, and I still haven't done any research, so I might just go in. No research, no facts. Let's just do it, because this movie is bad. I mean,
cool beans. Tara with a C, are you streaming or doing any videos tonight?
No. I kind of just I'm just gonna either watch Ethel's thing or see what other like Halloween things are going on.
Cool.
Has Lady Shasha gone on already? I haven't caught her show.
I will check. I don't think so. I don't think she has.
I haven't been like super keeping up with them because yeah, I don't know when she's on. I know she announced it in the group chat.
She is going to be on, if I am not mistaken, in 40 minutes.
Ooh.
So yeah, make sure you tune in to Lady Shasha when she goes live in 40 minutes. And when Ethel goes live in whenever time, like when you planning on going live, Ethel?
I'm gonna try and squeeze in either between who did I have as last? I had a whole list. Oh, here it is. Well, I think last was West Coast, so that had to be oh wait, we don't have anybody on the West Coast besides what, Tiffy and who else?
Yeah,
I squeeze in when in between people or after people, depending on where there's a spot.
yeah,
Is she
I
going
think.
on?
Oh, yeah, Lady Sasha's going on in 40 minutes, as I was saying, Cara.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But yeah, no, definitely check that out. Definitely go over to What Did I Just Watch on Lady Sasha's channel. And yeah, I hope you guys are having an awesome Halloween night. I just want to thank my guests, the fantastic Cara, aka the Mistress of Fear, the always awesome and legendary Ethel Cross from 13 Originals, and an absolutely fantastic guest, as always, Cara of Horror Retrospective. Also want to thank the people who are in the chat. You had Brian, Pubic Lover, Creepy McGee. Who else had we? DMC. We had Jennifer, aka the Devious Diva, and Russell Tovey. Thanks a million for everyone stopping in. It was fun. It was a good discussion. And yeah, I hope you have an awesome Halloween. Take care. And yeah, have a good one. Bye, guys.
Happy Halloween.